Well, welcome to the channel, viewers. Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, Gosford, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. The covert female narcissist will, the first way you can, if you're lucky enough, be able to identify is through their children. The way in which you can start is listen to the conversations about the ex-partner or the ex-husband or the father of the children. And it's not necessarily what comes out of her mouth, it's going to be what the attitudes of the children are. I had a woman 20 years ago, and she had a little 10-year-old boy. He hated his father. I remember on Father's Day come around, and there was this card. This Father's Day card, and inside the card it had written, "I hate you," or something of this nature happened. And I turned just quietly later on, and I said to her, what's going on with that? And she goes, well, his father never wanted to know him. And then I sort of thought, well, why not? Why would somebody get driven to the stage where they've got so little respect for you as a woman, they don't even want to know their own son? And these are the things that will enable you to, if you've got the courage and you're not pussy struck, to be able to see that there's more going on here through the mother to the child in a narcissistic form than what there is the child itself, because the attitudes and formations are coming from the mother. I know from my mother. She never said to us that our father was evil, but the separation of her from my father give me the impression, because he was not allowed to come near us, that this person was severely evil. So then I knew what the consequences of playing up inside your marriage are. You ain't going to get anything. Nothing. In the case of the woman that I was with, she did try to encourage the father to get to know the boy, but he was resolute on not wanting anything to do with her or the child. And I cannot comprehend what must have happened for someone to have that kind of negligent attitude towards their own son. Why didn't that man want to know his own son? What happened? Well, I never really actually found out what happened. It was none of my business, and I didn't pry into it too far. But the woman turned out to be a covert narcissist. She was masculine, very masculine. And the funny part about it is, again, as things started to unresolve, the relationship deteriorated, as usual. Just as usual. And what they do, they fall back into their default, which is with their children. You're just a visitor. Doesn't matter. I was with her for 6, 7, 8 years. No trouble come from me, all the trouble come from her. You didn't know if you were coming, going, whatever. And then right at the end, she dangled the carrot and said, my son will be leaving soon and we'll be all on our own. And I went, no, you'll be all on your own. And I moved on. She was a pots and pans thrower. She was tough, man. And she failed. She failed herself. I wasted time. And this is what happens. You just waste time. And through that, I can help people to understand what the first signs are to find a to what you're dealing with, and it's the children. I can tell you right now, it's the children. Their attitude towards their father. If the mothers had the immaturity to collude and ally herself with the children in a way in which they've pushed out the father or damaged the situation so badly that the father's just gone, see ya, you know that she's enmeshed with the children. There's an enmeshment there. Whether it be legit for legit reasons or not, I don't think enmeshment has any legit reasons, whether the partner's gone or not. It's just a sign that the parent was an immature parent. They didn't have the maturity to realise you do not share parental stuff with children, no matter what their age are, 17, 18, 20, 30. You do not. It's not their place to know private adult business. But for some strange reason, these days it's whatever you can. They just enmesh everything. There's no boundaries whatsoever. None. It's so bad. I'm telling you, it's so bad out there now. Right? These mothers have got no idea what they're doing to their sons, how they're destroying them. And I'll tell you one thing too, they've got no conscience either. That's why they feel like they owe them something for the rest of their life, because they know they've ruined them. They've ruined them via enmeshment. They've spilled all their rubbish and garbage and nonsense and silliness onto these sons. Oh, it's right across the world. It's not just, your experience. This is right across the world. Whinging and whining to the sons, and the sons whinging and whining to mummy, and they're getting taught how to hate men, and how life's such a big problem. And then the next thing, some bloke comes along that the woman's fascinated in and betrays everything she's told them right in front of them. Into the bedroom we go. You're just another number, my friend, until the next one comes along. Till she wears you out and you go, oh, look, I can't tolerate this rubbish. Just absolute nonsense. They go backwards. It's all downhill after the love bomb. They're not culturalised. They haven't got the sanity to build anything substantial for themselves at that stage in their life. I've seen it with my own two eyes. They'll just turn up all full of unresolved resentment, bitterness. You don't know what they're doing behind your back. They got all excuses. They know how to paint a picture. Oh yeah, and you're thinking, like, this person doesn't even know how to have a proper relationship, and it's supposed to be exclusive and all the rest of it. No. Where do they end up? Where do you think they end up? Back where their security is, with their little boys and the next bloke that comes along. Don't worry about the downgrade in the new supply. That's predictable. Ultimately, they end up alone. Nobody can put up with them. It's too infectious, too damaging. You upgrade, they downgrade. For some strange reason, they've all ended up alone. Eventually ended up alone. Because they cannot hold a relationship. They're too mixed up. They're too enmeshed. They've got all their habits they need to fill in. All their medications and habits, all the whinging and whining. Oh, woe is me. 1 minute, how green the grass is and how bright the sun is the next minute, and then there's nothing. Where are they? What's going on here? It's just absolutely ridiculous. But you can tell, first red flag will be the children. I'm telling you, it'll be the children and their attitude towards men. That's how you're going to tell that this woman is a narcissist, because she's undermined the man that's brought her children into the world. And she's contributed to the breakdown of the relationship. I don't care what you say. Guaranteed, somewhere or another, she's contributed to that. That's all there is to it. That's it. It's nothing to lose sleep over. It will be, though, if you can't recognise what you're dealing with, because you'll attach. You'll be all attached and think you're building something, and you're not. You're not. That plane is not going to take off. It ain't taking off the runway, man. The boat ain't leaving the jetty. You'll be sitting in it till it sinks. That's just how it works. There's no building. It's all just exchanges of power. Wasted. First sign that you're with a female narcissist, covert narcissist, will, if you can find a way, come through their children. I'm telling you, it comes through their children. The attitude of their children towards men is where you will end up on the end of those attitudes. I guarantee it. No matter how hard she tries, no matter how hard you try. I've had them come here and say, oh, we've beaten them. And I'm sitting there and thinking, beaten who? I'm not in a contest with anyone. Beaten who? You know, you're dealing with people's dysfunction. I'm not competing with people's or fighting against people's dysfunction. It's not my problem. In the end, you just get tired of it. And you tell them, look, I don't think the problem's your children with me anymore. It's me with them. You need to go. Oh, you're the problem. You're the reason for... Go and get lost. Get up the road. That's how it ends up. And guess what? They just go back to where they came from. Next. That's how it works. You're just a number, my friend. That's all you are. And if you want to waste your time catering to that, if you're any good, they don't hang around if you can't perform. As soon as the performance drops, they're gone. Problem they have with me is my performance don't drop, and I'm one of the few that doesn't cause any trouble. I can see trouble. I've had these children, you have got no idea, adult children, what I've seen. It's a disgrace on these mothers. And they know it. And they'll stand there and say, oh, I'm so proud of yous. They haven't done anything. Most of them haven't even got a car license. It's, I don't know what to say. Only the fact that you need to be able to recognise that you are not as important as you think you are. You're not. You know, it's hilarious watching people that you can't even go to their house and they're coming over and you're thinking, can't you tell that you're wrecking the relationship? They can't even tell. But you keep practicing your best and you're watching this person and you're going, they're not even 50% in the relationship. And then you know, you're just a form of supply and you're watching it and you go, hang on, this is really up to me. I've got to tell this person to go. They ain't going to go. You got it too good. And when you tell them to go, guess what? They go and you never hear from them again. That tells you everything, doesn't it? And that's predictable. You should know that when you tell them to go. They don't know how to resolve. To them, there is nothing to resolve. You were the problem. But then they go out and the grass isn't greener on the other side. And as time goes by, they look back and they go, oh, shit. Oh, my God, that guy actually... Oh, goodness. They're not going to find anyone that can perform at such a level without drugs and all the rest of it. They're not going to. And it's going to send them round the bend. They'll sit there patting their cat on the front veranda, whatever, or their ferret, or snake or whatever kind of pet they got, reptile, you know, thinking about you. How did that person get everything the way that they did? How did he see through my son? How did he keep up his performance with me? How come he told me to go? That's how ignorant they are. They don't even know half the time why you've told them to go. They just sit on their rocking chair or whatever, lie in bed, whatever, wondering what happened, as if they didn't know. They'll make up excuses about you and you're this and that, but it doesn't line up with the reality of your life and the way that you manage the relationship. That's just how deluded they are. They don't learn anything. That's why they don't get anywhere. That's why they got nothing to show for anything except trouble, carnage and trouble. Because that's how they work. That's how they live. They just cause trouble for themselves and everyone else around them. They don't get on with family members. They don't get on with themselves. You were the only source of sanity that they had. They're dealing with spoiled brats that they've created and that they made. It's all their trouble. It was never your problem, my friend. That's why you don't engage. Never engage the narcissist children. You watch the adult. The adult won't do anything. The children know it. And so bit by bit, they micro-incrementally destroy the relationship. And they're always in the background at work. You better don't kid yourself. You know them by their fruit, Jesus said. And if you're awake, which half of you people aren't, you can watch. I watched this person for 9 months not move the relationship one step towards resolve in 9 months. And then apparently it was a reverse discard form of resolve. It was never going to work. And she knew I was going to tell her to go. She knew. It was beautifully they don't think you know how the devil works and how darkness works. They're that too deep into it themselves. You can see it coming. I knew exactly what was going on. They don't even know themselves. You'll get called a coward and all this and that. What, because you couldn't be bothered with people's dysfunction? No. Not when you got 5 kids of your own that are running reasonably well, not causing trouble for anyone, and this person's got one, just one, it's all it takes, and they can't even fix that. That's the covert female narcissist. She'll go back to the little child, and they'll sulk and whinge together, and she'll sit there and eat her words. She said to me, you've won. I didn't even know what she was talking about. Won what? Oh, I won against them. I've gone, won against them? How do you work? I'm not even in a battle with these people. It was all delusion. It was all a made-up delusion that had nothing to do with the reality. I don't want to see people running around or get any joy out of, or think it's funny that people want to commit suicide. As far as I'm concerned, they were lucky I didn't ring up professional people to come and help this guy. It was all feigning for attention. Last time I saw him, he looked like hell on earth. Not my doing. Nothing to do with me. I was trying to do the right thing by the mother, but she couldn't even work that out. That's what you're dealing with. And if you attach and you're not awake, they'll take you down. But not this one. I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead of this lot. You know. The covert female narcissist. All the signs will be there. You'll see them if you wake up and open your eyes. Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, out.